Now, I've talked about this before, but man, that dude Fat Joe, man, god damn, he just refused to let it go. But it's indicative of his method of operation. That's how he is. You got to understand, this dude used to be a drug dealer, and he's used to bullying people. And he comes off as this fake mafioso type of deal. Man, dude, you're Puerto Rican. You're not Italian, dude. You know what I'm saying? But you probably think you're Italian. I don't know. Listen, when it comes to hip hop, I've already told you, and I've already explained to everybody, even though I'm from California, the makeup of New York is a lot of people from the Caribbean. And so their voices are heard louder than the African Americans from New York. Here's what happened. It's very simple. Young Black American kids in New York were continuing the African American culture that existed long before any fucking hip hop name was applied to it. What happens is you have the actual father of hip hop, the actual founding father of hip hop is a dude named Disco King Mario. The reason why they want to write Disco King Mario out of it is because eventually, once people start to research who he was, they'll realize not only was he a black dude, but he wasn't even from New York. He moved to New York later. And he was doing the parties and doing all the shit. You know, that was the foundation of hip hop. So you bring in Kool Herc. First of all, Kool Herc didn't bring himself in. He was brought in by a dude named Coke La Rock. So you got to understand, he's coming and he's emulating what the kids, the Black Americans was doing. And he got a whole bunch of other motherfuckers from the Caribbean started doing it. Then the Puerto Ricans came in, you know what I'm saying? And it's all good because ain't nobody tripping. But all of a sudden, today it's like, oh, Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans created hip hop 50-50. It's like, hold on, no, they didn't. Hip hop is just an extension of African American culture. They didn't want Disco King Mario to be recognized because he's a foundational Black American. He ain't from the Caribbean. And their whole thing was to steal it. Here's the cold part about it. Boogaloo. Poppin'. That's a part of hip hop. But that shit started in California. So how do you rectify that? If hip hop started in New York and boogalooing and popping is a part of hip hop, right? But it started in California, how do you rectify that? You can't. That's why if you listen closely, Puerto Ricans are going to say, "Oh, we had the boogaloo." They're talking about, dude, the boogaloo is a style of music. It's not a dance. It's not a dance. You know what I'm saying? What they did was they took what was going on in California and tried to apply it out there. That's their MO. That's what they've been doing, dude. Listen, we already know. We know. It's over with. We already know. You know what I'm saying? Our people used to tell us, and see, man, you gotta fucking listen, man. When you're young, you gotta listen to the OGs. The OGs kept telling us, man, that ain't nothing new. We've been doing that. And we wasn't listening like, no, this is new. No, it's not new. We've been doing that. Also, I'm gonna say it, Beat Street and Crush Groove and Breaking 2, mainly Beat Street and Crush Groove. Those were propaganda films. Beat Street was a propaganda film. There was no black people in B Street. Now see, that's the only thing for being from California, we didn't know nothing about no motherfucking dark Puerto Ricans and all that shit. We didn't know Cubans and all that shit that look exactly. It's some Cubans that look exactly like me. It's Guyanese dudes look exactly like me. We didn't know nothing about that, right? And so we assumed that all them people in that movie was black, and they wasn't. And it was black Americans, and they weren't. And that shit, once all this stuff comes out and you start to really recognize what was going on, those were propaganda films. Those were films to take away from African Americans and their invention. When you talk about Crush Groove, now we not Crush Groove. Crush Groove, yeah, kind of, sort of, but not really, because it was hella black people in Crush Groove, which is weird. It was hella people in black people in Crush Groove. But in breaking, it was a little different, because breaking on the West Coast, you had a bunch of Mexicans. In break, I'm like, God damn. I'm like, man, I don't really see no Mexicans really getting down like that. But it was in the movie, so I said, okay, I figured that's how it is in LA. That's how it is in LA. You know what I'm saying? Now, Shabba-Doo did fuck with the poppers. I forgot what their name was, but he did fool with them. But here's the thing. What's really cold is Electric Boogaloo was started by this dude named Boogaloo Sam from Fresno, California. And I never knew that. So they basically stole his name, stole the dollar dance that he created, made a movie about it, but don't mention him. That's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Boogaloo started in Oakland, California, right? In the 60s in Oakland, California, right? No mention of that. They don't mention that. They don't mention that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a trip how they just all the inventors of all the styles and music and dances and arts and culture, they just sweep it under the rug. Like, once they get involved in it, they just sweep it under the rug. And then it's like, it's theirs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Country music. Like, how in the fuck country music is an entirely white thing when it was actually an entirely black thing at first? Jazz, black thing. Funk, black things. R&B, black thing. Even bluegrass, it's a black thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these different musical genres are black. It's a black thing. You know what I'm saying? And they just steal it. You know what I'm saying? Fat Joe is the worst kind of human being, because he sits up there and he just spews the bullshit and nobody says nothing. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Man, I'll never support that dude and nothing he do. You know what I'm saying? At all. At all. Trash.